Rose. How are you?
Hey, how are we going?
Awesome. Now, there are two of us today. We're missing
I know.
a bit sad, but for a good reason, because she is currently in the air flying to
the Gold Coast in Australia.
Damn, she's lucky. So we are running the show, you and I together today, Rose. So
Absolutely.
I just want to say welcome everybody to the Healing Through Love show. We are here to increase awareness within our community about providing family and domestic violence survivors with a soft place to land. We're here to offer advice and services available to these survivors and their families.
And we have some generous people who pay it forward at our Pamper Day events, and we so welcome them on board each and every year. They supply their services free of charge to our beautiful survivors, and without them, our Pamper Days just would not be as successful as they are.
Absolutely. And on this show, the Healing Through Love show, each week we interview experts and survivors who share their personal stories and advice to those who have experienced abuse, no matter where you are on your journey.
Yay! So,
yes,
let's meet our lovely guest this week, and I'm going to pop off now. No, pop off, go off screen.
Oh, Rose.
I'm going to disappear now, and I'm going to bring up the lovely Liz Palmer, who's going to be speaking to the lovely Ali here about whatever they decide they want to talk about. So I'll talk to you after. See ya.
Yes, I would love to introduce you. As Rose said, we're speaking with Liz Palmer today. Now, Liz is the founder of Lizhappy and National Marketing Director of Neora. Neora's innovative products are formulated with the exclusive and patented ingredients. Neora provides true breakthroughs in anti-aging. Lovely. And the goal is to help you look as good as you feel, which is incredible. And they honour the natural aging process as a reflection of each person's personal journey through time. However, they also know that letting the years go by gracefully can portray a different picture on the outside than what you feel on the inside. Wow, that sounds like amazing products. Liz, how are you? Welcome today.
Oh, thank you so much, Ali. I'm really happy to be here.
It is wonderful to have you here, my darling. So first, I've just read out a little bit about what you do. So tell us a little bit more, if you don't mind.
Well, as you can tell, I am American. I pretend I'm Canadian sometimes, but I am American. And I've been living here in Adelaide for 4.5 years now. And so my main source of income is through Neora, which is a network marketing. I love the skincare, the brain care, and all the health care that it provides. I'm a functional nutritionist and been working in the alternative healthcare field for over 25 years. So my passion is not just about the outside. My passion is about the inside, internal health, and heart health in more ways than one. I have a big heart for children and for women. I've been working with women for many, many years. So that's kind of my stick.
Wow, awesome. That sounds incredible. And I know that we were, Liz, that this show is all about, creating support for abuse survivors of domestic violence and family abuse. And you were sharing with me just really briefly about a story that you have around survival of abuse. Would you mind going into that today? And we'll have a bit of a conversation around that.
Absolutely not. It's one of my... I'm a single mom. I raised seven children.
Wow! Wow! Big class.
I'm still okay. But when my daughter was just when I was joining Neora, actually, because Neora is a big part of this story, my daughter came home and said that one of her classmates was being abused, and so I asked her if I could just take her to coffee. And I sat down with her, and she was 15, and I just asked her to tell her story of what was happening. And it was heart-wrenching. The level of abuse that this woman could continue not just with my foster daughter, but with 6 other children. She had adopted 7 children, and she had ritualistic abuse in the house. So we called the police immediately, and that she never went home to that home. But she went into a temporary foster home, and I'd never been a foster parent. I'd been busy raising my own children. And I visited her every day to make sure, and visited her siblings. They took all 7 of them out of the house. And she asked me after about a week and a half, she said, you know, you really helped me. Would you be my mom?
Oh,
so I said, why not?
And sorry, you said that was at the age of 15, did you say?
15, and she's 25 now. Wow. So I still consider her my daughter, even though I got her when she was only 15. So she had, her other siblings went back to the home because they'd really only known abuse. And now 2 of them have major serious psychological damage. They're both diagnosable. They can't ever work. They're so abused. And the other 4 children, I don't think they have much hope. It's very sad. If more people could have helped the family, and I would have taken all of them, but it was just a little bit too much. So I feel like I saved 1.
Wow, and what a beautiful job you have done, no doubt. And do you mind me asking, how is your daughter now, 10 years on?
Well, so what was really absolutely beautiful was that I had just joined Neora, and I was also working for a nutrition company. And so my income basically doubled. So I was, for the first time, I had been incredibly impoverished. When my first husband left me, I had no job, no money, and was barely making it. My children tease me, and they say the only toys that I ever gave them were rubber bands and paper clips. So as a single struggling mother with 3 children and then more children that came along, I wasn't used to having money, and it was really nice to be doing good service and making good money. So when Lachey, she was African American, and she was going to a school where they were all white children, and she'd never experienced having an African American experience. And so I was able to get her into a private school that not only was 90% African American, but it had the best dancing program in the whole state. So she became, when she graduated from high school, she was prom queen. I know the streaming, I don't know why my internet's so slow, so I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Yeah, she was prom queen, straight A student, graduated with honors, and she was dancer of the year. And then she went on to live her dream as a dancer, and she got a job as a backup dancer for Alicia Caria, and she did that for about 9 months. And then she went back to live in LA, and life has been really, really hard for her. For those of you that know anything about America, especially LA, you know, there was somebody dying every 8 minutes from COVID. And my daughter indeed got COVID.
Really?
Yeah, so she's been really struggling. I tried to get her over here to Australia, and now I'm not sure what I can do for her. And she's also experiencing now, as a 25-year-old, the repercussions of severe abuse.
Right.
So psychologically, she's experiencing a lot of anxiety. You know, she has attempted suicide in the past, but I think that's okay. But you know, she's in my thoughts every day.
Of course she is. And I can feel the love just, you know, emanating out of you as you speak about her. And, you know, Rose has just put in a comment there, you know, you have done a magnificent job, Liz. Absolutely. It sounds like you have.
Well, the best compliment I received was when her social worker, when she graduated from the program in America, you know, you're a foster parent, and then once they reach the age, then they can leave the foster care system. And her social worker said that Lachey was the most successful foster child they'd ever had.
Yay! Oh, that's unbelievable. And you said that she contracted COVID. Is she okay now?
She's really tired, and post-COVID syndrome is very real. So
Yeah.
she has a lot of emotional ups and downs. And, you know, in Los Angeles, if you were too sick, they would let you die. If you're not sick enough, you can't go to the hospital. You had to be right in the middle. And so she did not get to go to the hospital. And so she just stayed isolated with people bringing her food and stayed isolated for 3 weeks. So it was a rough go for a while. And I went back in September and I did see her for a little while, but then I came back here. So it is hard to be away from my family.
Of course, of course. Wow. And you said that you know you came kind of went into the nutritional business as she came along. Can you speak about that a little bit? Tell us a little bit about your business and how you got into it.
Well, I have been, I've always been kind of an alternative health person. I had some bad experiences with military medicine when I was growing up. So I was eating sprouts and tofu back in the 80s, and I always seeked out alternative medicine. And so it was always a curiosity. So back in the 90s, I went to school to finally get certified as a functional nutritionist. And I was working for a nutrition company, and this is where the brain part comes in of my brain injury. I worked for a nutrition company that specialized in functional endocrinology, functional neurology, and I would have doctors come in and promote them to other physicians to speak about brain health and functional neurology. And it was there that I found out that I'd had a pretty severe brain injury when I was 19. And then I got it fixed when I was 55. So I'm really inspired to help people understand, you know, 1 out of 2 Australian women will die from some form of dementia here in Australia.
Oh.
So, and there is something, it's not an inevitability, there is something you can do. And actually victims of abuse and neglect, it's not just their emotions, their brain has experienced brain damage as well from the trauma. And so that is a passion of mine as well. So when I got involved in Neora, the skincare, we had one product. I love educating people. And I didn't have to educate people about the skincare, it's just like put it on and look younger. And so I've always missed being an educator. So I want to do more. I work with Charlene in the Speakers Tribe, and I do want to do the speaking circuit on what I call is brain fix, is that you don't have to be a victim of the brain. There are, wherever you are on that perimeter of brain issues, you can work to get better and you can fix some brain issues like I did.
That is fantastic. That kind of leads into what I want to ask is, you know, using your techniques. Do you have some techniques that you can maybe share with us and the survivors that watch this show today on around how they can have that gut brain health?
Well, interestingly enough, if somebody has a brain injury, like if a bicyclist falls and has a brain injury, when they go to the hospital, one of the first things that they give you is an antacid, a strong antacid, because the brain monitors the gut, and immediately you lose the gut issues. I had a friend who had trauma last month, and now she's got really bad gut issues, a leaky gut from the brain injury. So you don't have to affect your gut. So anybody that's experienced trauma, most likely they're going to have gut issues. And that gut issue creates that anxiety and then that brain cycle, the brain issue, the gut issue, back and forth. So utilizing nutrition to make sure that you're eating properly and not overfiring your brain. So reducing your sugar intake, making sure your blood sugar is equal all the time, because the spikes in blood sugar will cause the spikes in anxiety, and that spike in anxiety will be that hamster wheel of problems. So it's fixing the gut and then fixing the brain.
And I'm going to say yes. I totally get that, because for myself, I have experienced anxiety, severe anxiety from trauma and abuse. And it is like a vicious cycle, isn't it? When, I find that when the anxiety increases, that yes, my gut, I have issues with my gut, and then it goes back into the depression, and it is a cycle.
Absolutely. And when you're in that state of anxiety, your body can't produce the natural B vitamins that you need. And the B vitamins are essential for digestion. When you're not digesting your food, you're not absorbing B vitamin nutrients. So it's very confusing. So there are supplements that you can take that are going to be helpful. For somebody that has a lot of, they are overthinking everything, they just cannot calm the brain. GABA, which is a neurotransmitter in the brain, is often a culprit. What GABA does in the brain, it inhibits things. We have inhibitory neurotransmitters and inhibitory transmitters. So when this comes into the brain, you can't turn it off. So things like noises outside or honking or loud music, they're very you feel like this, right? You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah. And so that can be a GABA. I have a neurotransmitter assessment form that I can kind of determine what neurotransmitters are malfunctioning. Do you have low serotonin or low dopamine or low GABA? And I think that a lot of people that experience trauma have this GABA issue. So you can actually take GABA. You go to the health food store and you can buy GABA, and also your B vitamins, and making sure that you have a good quality fats and low sugar diet.
So what would maybe the first step be? Say if you're working with someone who has experienced abuse or trauma, what would maybe you suggest the first step that they take?
From a nutritional aspect, is really the first step is to determine what is malfunctioning. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at, you look at them as a whole, as find out their neurotransmitter assessment and their metabolic assessment. Because when your metabolic system isn't functioning, it does create that brain function. So mm-hmm. Calm down. The number one thing we can control is what we eat, right? Most of us.
Yep.
Even if you don't have a lot of money, you can choose to eat properly. So getting on a good schedule of eating. A lot of people that are stressed out, they don't eat, they drink, they smoke cigarettes, they're stressed out, that makes them worse. So getting on a good plan of eating, and then stop eating the inflammatory foods. Interestingly enough, gluten is one of the most inflammatory foods that you can eat, and especially for the brain. It's one of the most toxic things to the brain that you can have if you're a problem. So that you can give up gluten right away, and then eat properly, and then assess where you're at, and then you can supplement for those people that can't supplement, can't afford to supplement, breathing, deep breathing, or what we call square breathing, because that breath is going to calm the brain down as well. So we can all breathe, we can all drink good water, and we can eat, and then supplementation, of course, if necessary. And then if somebody has the option, I would have never been helped if it hadn't have been for a functional neurologist that determined my brain injury. So my symptoms were, I couldn't hear out of my right ear. I have full function in my ear. I was very dizzy. And when I would wake up, I had vertigo. I had to hold on to the wall when I would get up out of bed. I was fat, very fat, because my brain and my gut were not functioning together. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't remember. If you gave me a series of 3 numbers.
Wow.
Couldn't remember. And now I can remember, at 64 years old, my memory is better than it was when I was 50. And the scariest part was when I was driving home one day. I was 53 and I forgot how to get home. I had to pull over and call somebody because I couldn't remember how to get home. So that was very scary. I don't want to be one of the statistics that dies with dementia or Alzheimer's. So my functional neurologist determined I had a right cerebellar injury here at the back of my head. and we did rehabilitative exercises, and he did some adjusting and nutrition, and I'm much, much better.
Beautiful. Wow, that must have been really scary when you got to that point of not remembering how to get home.
That's when I was single, no money.
Wow.
And 4 children at home.
Goodness me, goodness.
I look back at those years and I wonder how I made it through.
Yes, I think a lot of us have been there. I just, Liz, actually just want to go back to a point that you made just now, and you said that, you know, we can eat well on a budget, and I know that a lot of our listeners will, you know, may be in that stage where they, you know, have maybe come out of the circumstance and they might not be very financial. So how would you suggest that they go about eating well and having good gut health in that circumstance?
Avoiding the boxed food. You know, if you can just avoid boxed food, there is a beautiful, I don't know if she's been on here before, but she owns Grocer with a Heart in Brighton. Do you know that?
No.
That's what, oh my gosh, everybody on a budget. Yeah, everybody needs to know about Cheryl, what her passion for what she's done. For $20, you can have 20 items of groceries.
Really?
She's got, yeah. I go there. I don't need to financially go there, but I go there to support her. And Australia threw away over $1 trillion worth of food last year. There is no reason why we can't feed everybody, right? So Grocer with a Heart, I can connect you later and introduce, maybe if Cheryl could be next. Yeah. So go to Grocer with a Heart, buy fresh fruits and vegetables. Eggs are a really good source of protein, and avoid anything white. So and of course the white foods are the cheap foods. The bread, you can buy bread, peanut butter and jelly and make a sandwich for 50 cents, but that's really not nutritious. So eating nuts and seeds and eggs and vegetables and good quality meat if you can get it. I'm not a vegetarian. I was for 16 years. That was not good for my brain. Your brain is mostly fat, and you need fat in your head. So eating good quality grass-fed, you know, ultimately grass-fed, but that's a lot more expensive. But Grocer with a Heart.
Oh, that's beautiful, Liz. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. It's been really incredible getting to, you know, hear your story of how you have helped someone in that space of abuse, and all about, you know, your products that you've used, obviously, for yourself as well. So do you have maybe a promotion or a link or something that you would like to share with our audience today?
I don't, I mean, other than my Facebook page right now, I'm working at it. I finally registered my business here in Australia. It's called Beaming Health. Yay. So Beaming Health with Lizhappy. And it's a work in progress. So mostly I just work on my Facebook page, either Lizhappy or Liz Palmer on my Facebook. And I help people just, right now I'm not charging because I am not a resident here. So it's mostly out of my passion to help people and getting them set up with the right resources so I can help them. And, you know, I've been considering working with big brothers, big sisters, because I really miss children in my life. I don't have enough kid energy.
Grandchildren?
Oh, my grandchildren are, I have one little 2-year-old, Savaya, who's in Hawaii, who I went to go visit. And then I have a 6-year-old grandson in New York City, Mies. So my plan was to live here and then go back to America twice a year. So COVID has really affected that, of course.
Of course. Well, thank you so much. We've popped your business name there. So Lizhappy, you can find Liz on Facebook. Thank you again for coming and sharing your expertise with us today. It's been wonderful to speak with you, Liz.
You're very, very welcome. And then I'll hook up with Rose and see if I can get her talking with the Grocer with a Heart. So yes, I think that would be a really valuable resource for you.
I think you are very correct there. So thank you so much, Liz. We'll see you.
Thank you very much for having me.
No worries. And I'm hoping that my beautiful colleague, Rose, will come back on and join me shortly, because would would you like to tell us all about this? We've got this thing that's coming up in May.
This thing, it's absolutely a wonderful thing too, and I can't wait to share with. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. I'll just put you up there. That'll be fine.
Okay.
You can be on top of the rest of us.
Okay.
Our Pamper Day, which we spoke about at the beginning of the show, is happening on Saturday, the 22nd of May at 19 on Green, which is the community centre in Brompton in South Australia. It runs from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. and we'll have a lot of exhibitors there from various healing modalities, various non-government organisations such as Al-Anon and Alcoholics Anonymous, and the Zara Foundation will also have a table there. We're hoping to get someone from SA Police to answer any of your questions. And the event is being opened officially by Neora Ware AM. She is a very well-known advocate in South Australia, and she will be officially opening and giving Welcome to Country at 12 o'clock. And that will go for about 15 minutes. So we're looking forward to that. She's just a lovely, lovely woman, and we're so grateful that she's giving up her time for us. We're hoping also that the Assistant Minister for Domestic and Family Violence Prevention will be in attendance. That's Caroline Power, and also Paula Luthen, who is a generous supporter of our cause, and she normally comes to just check us all out and just to share her time with other survivors on the day. And yeah, we're just so looking forward to it. And we've got the whole facility there at 19 on Green. The City of Sturt has generously donated the entire building to us for the day. We're so looking forward to that. And we're also hoping that we'll have some, I know we're having cakes. We've got someone who's actually going to be making some cakes for us for the day. But we're looking for someone that would like to cater some savoury food for our attendees. It doesn't have to be a great deal. It could be not pies and sausage rolls, but something a bit more substantial than that. And we're happy to charge a gold coin donation for the food if that suits you. But everyone pays it forward on the day. They don't charge us. They don't charge our attendees for any of the services that they provide. So it's and really paying it forward to these survivors, whether they're in the situation or they've come out the other side, they still need the same love and attention. It doesn't matter at what part of the journey that they're on. So please. We're also looking for sponsors for printing. We have some flyers that we need to get out. We need to get some posters put out. Tablecloths, we need some, and I think I mentioned that last week that we're looking for black ones specifically so they don't show the dirt so much, because we'll have some makeup artists there and some hairdressers, so we don't want to be getting those tablecloths too dirty. And also some trestle tables, 1.8 meters long would be ideal. If there's someone out there who would like to sponsor us with those, that would be absolutely wonderful. And I think that was about all we're looking for. So, but we've got people with Reiki coming. We've got people with giving head and neck massages. We've got crystal healing. I think we might have someone doing bars, which is I've had that done, and it's just absolutely magnificent. What else is there? There's tarots there. There'll be just other things like that. But in meditation, there'll be a meditation space, I think, that's happening as well. But yeah, there's a video on our Facebook page. So you just need to go to Healing Through Love SA, and there's a video on there showing the space that's being given to us. And so it's quite a large area. Yeah, so we're looking forward to people coming. Tickets are available. Well, not tickets as such, but registration is available on Eventbrite. The event is totally free to attend. Attendees need to be aware, though, that there may be males in attendance. I know we have a photographer coming who will be having an exhibition. of what he does, and he'll be offering our lucky people that attend some free services. So that's pretty exciting. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow, right?
great day, absolutely. And we love having them. We first started in 2018, and yeah, except for 2020, that we've had a paper day every year. So we're looking forward to the event, and we hope you can join us. And my goodness, I've just waffled on now, so.
I'm loving listening to you, Rose, and as you're talking, the excitement in me is building, because I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. It's great. I've been involved in all of them, and it's such a great day. I get goosebumps even talking about it. So
I know, I get goosebumps talking about it too. So thank you, Rose, for sharing. So yes, if you would like more information, please head to our Facebook page, Healing Through Love SA, or if you can't find the information you need there and you'd like to ask us a question, you can email us at htladelaide@gmail.com. And once again, thank you to Liz for coming on today and sharing her story and her wonderful expertise with us. And we will see you again next week at 1 p.m. Charlene will be back. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
bye.